Hey guys, Jona here. In this video, I'm going to talk about my first encounter with a spirit, which honestly, this story is not going to be scary, but I want to start doing a little bit more of these because I do have quite a lot of experience with it. But also, I want to explore like between the Western and Eastern like religion around spirits, how different it is like in the Netherlands, in Europe, compared to like here in Asia, in Hong Kong, how people look at it. Because I was brought up in the Netherlands. It's honestly, there was Ghostbusters movie, cartoon shows on TV. Also, there was a certain time that psychics were a hype. But honestly, yeah, telling ghost stories, those kind of things were never really a thing. So, ghost for me when I was young was not really something that I was constantly thinking about. And yeah, being in the Netherlands also, yeah, wasn't really much extreme stuff that I thought I would have seen. Um, Mainly most ghost stories, probably things I would have seen was like from Hong Kong movies that we rented, but not like that I'm on purpose always watching them, but just if my parents would rented them or my dad rented them, that I would just also watch the movie and see what's going on. But Hong Kong movies is not that extreme scary, but it's mostly like comedic movies. So going back to where I was in the Netherlands when that happened, was I was living in a small city called Maasluis, and the apartment was at Burgemeester Zaneveldstraat, which is a apartment complex, and yeah, my room was pretty much next to the main entrance, and yeah, had like big windows, so a lot of sunlight came in, and yeah, it's a pretty nice room. It doesn't feel like a bad mojo vibe around it, and honestly, yeah, I was just doing my things, living there, like with living with my parents and my sisters, and honestly, just yeah, been there like already for a couple of months, and one thing I do often do was like working on graphic design, and I think I was still studying packaging design or industrial design, and um, like working on stuff through late at night because I really like doing creative stuff late at night, and I really love yeah, having my room as cold as possible, not having the heater on during the winter, and just being cold and have like a small window open so there's like fresh cold air coming in. So like having super cold, I was really liked it, and if it's too cold, I would just grab like the sheet and bed sheet and put on me, and yeah, just yeah, have that. But one thing that did often happen was like suddenly my room, the door of my room would often suddenly open, and I'm never sure what exactly did that, but I thought was because I had that small window open, and if somebody else opened a window at the other room, that there's like a draft, that like wind from the other room goes to through the door and then out of my small window. That was what I thought, like there would be a draft that was able to push the door open. So after I have to like close the door, fully close it, click it, and then after a while it would just open, and then after a while, because it happened so many times, I was like, okay, I just leave the door open, I don't really care about it. And just suddenly one morning when I woke up, I was facing the window side, so the sun was on my face, so there was like through a small gap the sun was getting and shining on my face, so I woke up and then like rotated around, but when I rotated it around facing the wall, suddenly saw it, and it was a shadow figure. So what for me, back then I didn't knew what a shadow figure was. So when I saw it, was like, why is there something black in between me and the wall? It doesn't make sense. What is this thing? It does looks like a head, but I don't see like, there's no facial features. I can't distinguish is it male, female. It's just a head and attached to a body, and just kept looking at it for a bit, and yeah, I didn't knew what it was, and suddenly it's just like if there's like somebody blowing smoke and somebody waved a fan at it, that it just blew away like smoke. So that was like for me like, oh, that's a cool effect. And yeah, for me it was like, okay, that is not my shadow definitely, because it's too dark and no way it changes into smoke. And how, what the fuck was that? And like I was like, okay, and then stood up out of my bed, and I was like, was that a spirit? Was that a ghost? So for me then like quickly become angry, like, okay, if there is a ghost here, fuck it. And or like started yelling like, this is my place, this is my room, this is now my place, not yours anymore, and if you are going to do anything to me, I'm going to go to my godmother, who is a Taoist, and they gonna exorcist you. So that was what I shouted in my room, and then like afterwards nothing happened anymore. So it was quite an interesting experience. However, you might say, oh, that might be a sleep paralysis. However, one key thing is why it couldn't be a sleep paralysis is I was able to move. So main thing with a lot of stories of sleep paralysis is often they wake up, they are in bed and they can't move, and then they feel a pressure on their body, something is touching them, or something is pushing on them, or something pushing on the bed, and then they see like a shadow figure or a spirit somewhere in the room, and then they either the spirit goes away and then they suddenly breaks loose and suddenly can move again, or they wake up again in the so this was a sleep paralysis dream. But it wasn't a dream because I was just normally walk up or got out of bed. It was not like waking up again, and also it was not a paralysis because I was able to move. Other thing was I think because I wasn't scared and didn't knew what it was, it helped, because I listened to a lot of sleep paralysis stories. A lot of them often like when the person gets scared and try to like pray and do all kinds of things, often those make it worse, or like it takes longer to get out of the paralysis. However, for me, I wasn't in the paralysis, nor didn't knew what it was, so I didn't really attack it while it was there. So overall, it also, the spirit wasn't touching me nor pushing on me. It was just there. It was just lying there next to me. So overall, I do feel like it was quite interesting because it got me thinking about spirits and doing a lot of research afterwards what I saw. So it's quite interesting that it got me into like that, and also kind of oddly also seems to afterwards see spirits in a certain way, but those will be for another story. So this channel, we're actually gonna do like a lot of these kind of stories. I'm quite interested in actually seeing the difference between Western and like Asian beliefs of like spirits, because There's certain overlap in certain places and certain things that's totally different. But overall, like this, yeah, sleep paralysis, I haven't had it, because this wasn't sleep paralysis, I would say I've never had a sleep paralysis before then. And also me traveling around the world, having gone to a lot of hotels and also going to hotels alone and sleeping at hotels alone, I've never knock on wood, never really encountered actual sleep paralysis, because like those are mostly, often a lot of the stories happen is like somebody goes to a hotel and it's like, oh, that room might be a bit dodgy, and that they get sleep paralysis. That is often a story you hear from a lot of stewardesses, a lot of people who travel a lot, but I have not really encountered it, but it might be me. But yeah, it is quite interesting, yeah, how a lot of people talk about sleep paralysis. But yeah, for me, yeah, this was a quite interesting first time experience. I wasn't scared because I didn't know what happened, but yeah, for me it was quite interesting because also like the effects with the smoke. I don't think I've seen movies with that back then. So Marvel Endgame never happened yet back then. So yeah, I couldn't really trace any movies back that would have that kind of effect. So I don't think there was actually that many special effect back then. Maybe like just a simple fade, but not like that extreme of a smoke effect. So it was quite interesting to have seen that. I could actually now make it myself, that kind of smoke effect, to replicate it. But overall, this experience, yeah, got me, of course, closer to like seeing the spiritual stuff. So yeah, next video, of course, we're gonna talk about either another story or like dive into like between the spiritual stuff between Asian and Western. So hope you guys found this a interesting story, and yeah, give me a thumbs up for that. And if you have any questions or anything else, you can comment below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.